Welcome to Ayinak, or in other words, Angličtina, Ayina, trochu jinak. See what I did there? I'm an English teacher and a lifelong bookworm. One thing I'm very passionate about is freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and giving voices to people and stories that deserve to be told. Reading is one of the best ways to build empathy in other people, specifically reading novels. Additionally, speaking other languages is a great way for people to learn critical thinking skills and to build empathy as well. This is also proven in scientific studies. This podcast is intended to combine these two things for English teachers and people who want to improve their English skills. We'll be focusing on a variety of books, novels, some of them better known, some of them not as well known, that are specifically intended to help to increase your vocabulary, increase your familiarity with the English language, and to build your empathy and critical thinking skills. Many of these books have been banned in the United States recently, and this is part of the current administration's attempts to control what people think. If you're watching this video or listening to this podcast, I don't need to tell you what a problem it is when books start getting banned. So, come along with us and get to know some people that you might not meet anywhere else other than in a book. Today, I'm going to introduce you to one of the books that I think is most important for young people to read. It's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Mostly the sex and the drugs. This book deserves some trigger warnings. This book is often banned in the United States, specifically for high school students and middle school students. In the United States, middle school students are on the same age level as kids in the second grade of základní škola, which means 6th through 9th grade. This book is frequently challenged or banned because of its descriptions of mental health struggles, including suicidal ideations, drug use, sexual content, including descriptions of sexual abuse, and given that the story is in first person, the narrator of the book is the one that's explaining how these things happen to him. Many people say that because this book is full of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, it shouldn't be available for young people. However, one of the biggest side effects from struggling with sex, drugs, and rock and roll is that young people can feel very alone and feel a lot of shame and feel like they have no one to talk to who understands them. Well, enter Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This book is written for a junior high audience or a high school audience in the United States. That means it's at about a B2 reading level. If you are an English teacher, you can select passages from it to practice reading fluency, have kids look for new vocabulary words, or practice reading out loud. I'd like to share some quotations and some discussion questions from this book, because I think that they're very important. If you have your students read this book or want to discuss some of the themes in this book, you may try one of the following questions. What is a wallflower? A wallflower is a word in English for someone who likes to be in the background. They're more introverted, they're not so outgoing, they prefer to sit back and watch something happen as opposed to participating in the activity. So, now that you know that, you might ask your students, or you might ask yourself, what do you think are the perks or benefits or advantages of being a wallflower like Charlie is? What are the disadvantages? Do you consider yourself a wallflower, or do you know someone who considers himself a wallflower? This book is written as a series of letters from Charlie to a reader. Why do you think Charlie wanted to be anonymous in his letters? Have you ever felt that way? For this one, you'll have to read the book. Bill, another character in the book, tells Charlie, "We accept the love we think we deserve. We accept the love we think we deserve." What do you think he means by that? Which relationships in the book seem to be based on that belief? When Charlie is in his room during a party, a couple comes in. What did you think about this scene? How about Charlie's conversation with Sam about it? Sam is a girl, by the way. Did you know that many adults have cited or talked about this scene as a reason for banning the book in school libraries. How does that make you feel? Charlie seems to be very interested in music and reading. Why do you think that is? Can you relate? Do you see something in common with Charlie that you have? Charlie considers the reader a friend simply for listening to him. Do you think listening is what makes a good friend? Do you think that's what Charlie believes makes him a good friend? Spoiler alert, there's talking about death. Charlie blames himself for a significant character's death. Do you think he should? Would you blame yourself if you were Charlie? Another spoiler alert, discussions of abuse. Why do you think Charlie still looks back so fondly on one character, despite this character being abusive to him? Charlie says in his last letter, "Please believe that things are good with me, and even when they're not, they will be soon enough." Why do you think he closes with that? What do you think will happen to Charlie after the book ends? And even though this is a book podcast, I know my audience. You should also know that this was a very popular film. And a fun bit of film trivia, Emma Watson, who played Hermione in the Harry Potter series, had her first role after Harry Potter in this film. She plays Sam. It was a defining moment in her career because no one was sure how she was actually as an actress. They worried that she might be stuck as being, oh, that girl who played for Hermione for the rest of her career. Fortunately, as you can see from the movie, it didn't happen that way for her. And that's the perks of being a wallflower. You should read it. If you know of any other books like this, feel free to comment and let us know, and maybe we'll be able to feature them. But if you take nothing else from this video today, I hope you take this. You are never alone. No matter what you've faced, there is someone else who has gone through it. And no matter how many twists and turns your path takes, if you keep going forward, you'll get there where you need to go. Take care, and I'll see you next time.